Hello, my name is Terrelljones, and I wanted to do this because I wanted to tell you some of the biggest lessons that I've learned in my life, and I feel like it'll really be a benefit to you just to learn some of the things that really impacted my principles, that impacted the things that I've learned, that help impact some of my experiences growing up. Because if I could transfer that to you and you could really internalize it, I feel like it'll make a big impact on your life, because it made a big impact on my life. And I remember just being in a car one day and me listening to some audio. And I'm listening to the audio, right? I'm in a part of a network marketing company. And one of the things that I hear this man on the CD saying to me literally changed the whole direction of my life. And it was from that changed the trajectory of my life. But not only that, I learned some other lessons along the way. So it all started back for me. I'm from the Bronx, New York. I'm a kid just growing up, almost became a product of his environment. I remember me hiding under a car, and I'm seeing feet scramble by under the car. Pop, 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 pop. I see people ducking and running. And that was really the beginning of my experience just living and being from the hood, being from the projects, and just surrounding myself with people to where I could have almost got myself killed, because on a daily basis I seen everything from prostitution, drugs, murder, everything that you could think of that no kid should have ever seen growing up. That's what I experienced. So almost became a product of my environment. But I remember one day my cousin said, I want to go to college. I want to be able to do something different. So he ended up going off to college, and that inspired me to want to go off to college too. So I ended up going to school, and I remember me showing up to campus literally not knowing anything about school, about universities, colleges, nothing. And just to show you how ignorant I was, I'm on campus and I'm looking around and I'm seeing groups of people with different colors on. Everybody with the same colors throwing up signs. I'm like, oh, wait, where did I go? Like, where am I? And you may be laughing too, because what did I see when I was on campus? Fraternities and sororities, right? That was sort of my first introduction. Just sort of it was looking all crazy to me. So that just goes to show you where my mindset was at the time. So as I was in school, I remember one day I got a phone call from my mom. And my mom says, hey, Terrell, you know what? You're grown now. I'm paying for your college. It's expensive. So it's time for you to become a man. And you're going to have to make your own money. All right? And we're going to start off with this cell phone. Click. I'm like, wait a minute. Now, mind you, my mother's a Christian lady. She's nice. She goes to church. She does everything, right? Very sweet lady. But this particular day, she said I had to make my own money. So now I'm stressing, like, yo, I don't know what to do. Like what am I going to do? I got to try to make money. And it just so happened that I had a friend approach me, say, hey, you want to join, you want to make some extra money, join this network marketing company. So I'm like, I'm with it. Let's get it. Like, what I got to do. Like, I'm looking at it like, yo, I need to hustle. I got to make a couple of dollars. So I ended up joining the company, and it wasn't really what I thought it was going to be. This is my first time ever being an entrepreneur, and I was used to smoking, drinking. I was used to bringing together girls on the weekends, parties, right? Like that's what I was used to doing. So now I got to stop doing that on the weekends, start making money. I was tripping. I'm like, I don't want to do that. But I was just sort of treading, not making any money in the company. And there came a time where we went off to a conference, right? And on this conference, on the way back, this is what really changed the trajectory of my life. So I'm riding in the car, right? And I don't really want to be there. But I hear this man on a CD, on the radio, right? And he's saying different things. I'm like, all right. But this one thing that he said literally changed the whole direction of my life. He said, everybody suffers one of two pains. Right? Either the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. And I remember just looking out the window like, oh my God. For some reason, it just clicked for me that we're going to suffer regardless. Everything that you're going through, like, you're going to go through pain. Like, you're going to feel it no matter what. But what I realized is like, okay, well, I'm either going to put the pain on myself so I could grow and become something more, or life is going to throw the pain at me. So you could remember that there's been times in your life where you felt like, I don't feel like pushing through. I can't do it. It's too much adversity, too much obstacles. Like it's better for me to just go to sleep. It's better for me not to approach that situation because I don't want to make it worse with my wife, my husband, my boss, whoever the case is, right? Or it's been other times where you pushed yourself through the pain so you can get what you want. School, college, money, job, better that relationship, whatever the case is. So that's what I realized was like, oh, no matter what, we're gonna suffer that. We're gonna suffer. So I'm like, let's get it. I'd rather put the pain on myself. So when obstacles come to me, I'm able to grow through the obstacles, right? Things that other people will see as problems and obstacles, I'm not gonna see it as a problem and an obstacle because I know how to handle it. So I'm back on campus now, right? I'm ready, I'm hyped, right? And I'm like, I'm talking to everybody, everybody's signing up. I'm gonna get this money, I'm excited. So I'm on campus, I'm talking to people, right? No, I'm good. No, I'm all right, thank you. Oh, Terrell's there, let me walk across the street. Oh, is that Terrell? Oh no, let me turn back this way. Oh, Terrell's calling, click. And the more that happened to me, it really made me feel, it made me feel rejected. It made me feel like, people didn't want to be my friend. It made me feel like I was like some kind of sleazy salesperson. And, at that point in time, that was putting me out the game. So, so I told my mans, I'm like, I can't do this. I'm like, yo, this is not for me. I don't really want to be in the company, but, I appreciate the opportunity. And, I'll just go do something else. Right? So I'm getting ready to approach him, but right before I approach him, just this weird thought came to me. And I said, well, let me think about this one thing. What if I actually did the thing that they told me to do? Like me in the company, they told me to do certain things, right? They told me how to talk to people. They told me to get on these calls. They told me to go to these events. They told me to read these books. And at that point in time, I have not been strategic. And that was one of the early lessons that I learned in my life. Like, you have to be strategic in anything that you do. So I realized that I was just out doing a bunch of different things that it didn't resonate. Like it didn't help anybody. So, but I went out, I said, let me just do it. Let me throw the Hail Mary pass. This is the last time. If this doesn't work, it's over. So I'm going out and I'm doing everything they tell me to do. I'm jumping on calls. I'm talking to people. I'm doing everything they tell me to do. The money starts flowing and I'm making more money now. I'm able to pay my cell phone bill. I'm able to do everything. What I really learned at that point in my life was like, you got to start having a strategy before you just jump out in the world and just start doing things. So that's what really had me start focusing on, okay, well, if I could have a strategy and making money, let me start turning that towards college. Then I started doing better in college. I started getting internships. And one of the things that once I graduated, I realized that, okay, I know that I got to have a strategy for certain things. But as I jumped into my next job, one of the next things that I realized was that, I got to start building my career. But I didn't take it seriously. I thought that I already had all the answers. And as I thought I had all the answers, I had to study for an internship. And as I had to study for this internship, it made me feel like I had to make certain things happen. Like as far as like me building my career, but I didn't feel the pressure on myself to actually push myself to the highest point within my career, right? So I knew that, boom, once I graduated, I'm in this career now. And I know I have to move forward. Well, then, if that's the case, let me take the certification. But I didn't take it seriously. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, right? I'm doing everything that I know that I should not be doing. And I'm thinking I'm going to pass this certification, right? So I can move forward in my industry. Well, lo and behold, that did not happen. So I ended up failing completely. And it wasn't until years later that I realized, like, oh, you got to be prepared for everything that you do. So that's what some of the early lessons in my life is. Make sure that one, you put yourself through the pain so you can get through the things that you need to get through in life, and put that pressure on yourself so you can excel. Two, make sure that you have a strategy for everything you do. Don't just be doing random things. have a strategy for the things that you do. And then the third thing is make sure that you're prepared. Don't just think just because you're doing something every day that you're good. That doesn't mean that you're good. All right, you're just doing a repetitive task every day. So put yourself in a situation where you could prepare and you could be great at what you do.